So hey, welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you. Glad you're here. Kids are creeping around in the background there. That's fine, right? We're gonna go along for a ride today. We're gonna go for a ride today, and we're gonna take you guys along with me. We're gonna head out to the only place that has an opening to do my inspection. Inspection's due on this beast, so we got a bit of a ride today. So let's head on out. We'll talk to you along the way. Another gorgeous day here in southwestern PA. It's in the high 50s right now. Should go up to high 70s, low 80s today. Should be a gorgeous, gorgeous Saturday. A little brisk right now, but not intolerable. The closest shop that has a opening to do an inspection, unfortunately, is about 30 miles away. So that's what we've got in front of us. If you're tuning in, I'm glad to have you. I appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Makes a big difference. Doesn't cost you anything, right? I know you've heard that probably a million times, but it definitely helps the channel out. We're not a big channel, small channel. So any type of support we can get, even though it might seem silly, is good support to get. I know ultimately it might not seem like much, but it does make a pretty big deal. Trying to remember where the hell the vent shut it up. There it is. Shut the vent there. If you guys have watched any of the riding videos, you've seen me go this way before. Like I said, we're in southwestern PA. Pittsburgh's a hop and a skip away from us. We're not going in that direction today. Today we're heading out towards Uniontown. Of course, we'll pass through a couple small towns en route. We'll pass through Perryopolis, some other places. We're currently right now in Elizabeth Township. A good looking lawn. So we're doing something a little different today with the 360. I was a knucklehead last time I ran it. I ran it with an attachment, putting it at a 90-degree angle, so you guys got to enjoy the shot as I did. But we also got the selfie stick. Today I'm running it flat out, so everything is streamlined, which is the way you're supposed to do it. And you get just as good picture quality. I'm just a knucklehead. So that's how we're running it today. I like that forward view from the 360 and then the GoPro attached to the helmet. I think that makes for a nice look. And as you can see, everything has greened up really nice, gorgeous. The woods are full. Great time of year up here. I might start doing some rides where we just show you specific areas. Maybe we ride to a specific town or something along those lines, and maybe we pick a place to eat up there and we talk about it, and we just do a little exploring, sharing that with you guys. We're running in sport mode today. You know, we've dabbled, but we've never actually done a dedicated ride in sport mode. So this is our first time taking it out on the road in sport mode. There was a raccoon we avoided back there, and it looks like his buddy didn't make it up here. No. You got this park here to our right. It's called Round Hill Park, and they have a little animal display up here. They've got sheep and cows and chickens and donkeys and llamas, pigs, some retired state police horses, you know, and you walk around, you can look at the animals, and you can also, they have pavilions you can eat at and playgrounds, and pretty cool place. But the raccoons must like it too, because there's probably leftover chow up there from when they're feeding the other animals. It's a nice little park. If you're ever in this part of PA and you're looking for something to do to the day for the kids, Round Hill Park. Nice little place. Ducks, geese, what have you. They even have a little water park for the kids. So when the summer temps get up there, it gets crowded, but kids really enjoy it. (1,400.7 miles). So we probably put on 2 or 3 since we started. We'd have to look at the gauge. So this is South 48 right here, and then we're going to get on to 51, Route 51. I always found the bike very enjoyable riding it in the normal mode. Oh, that little guy didn't make it. He got nailed by a car and wasn't feeling it. But I got distracted there. I've never had a problem. It's always felt like a fun ride to me, riding it in the normal mode. Wow, that's a beauty. Look at her. Nice. My upper chest is the only thing that's really cold right now. Chilled. I won't say cold. Cold's a harsh term there. Today we're using a new feature on the Insta360, new to us. The feature that tracks your speed, distance, gives you all the information from the ride. If you haven't seen it, it's a GPS feature. So we're using that today. With a little luck, it works. I have ordered the GPS remote for the Insta360, and it hooks up here, and it just keeps a constant link between the camera and itself, and you don't have to rely on the app on your phone, which is what we attempted to do at the beginning of this ride after we turned on the GPS feature. So with a little luck, the GPS feature is working, because I think that would be kind of a cool thing to add to the heads-up display on the video itself. So like I said, we're on 51. We have to pay a lot more attention on 51 than we did on that last ride on those back roads. And don't misinterpret what I just said. On the back roads, it's a little more relaxing. The volume of traffic and the speed of that traffic is much less than what you have here on 51. Posted 50 miles an hour, but you'll notice that you'll get a lot of folks that zip and zag on this road. So that's what I meant by just being a little more conscious of what's going on around me, behind me. We'll continue to go the speed that we're currently going. We're in the slow lane, so it shouldn't piss anybody off. As you can see, the flow of traffic is a little faster. If you watch some of my other videos, you'll see me on this road. This is the road I travel to West Virginia, or a piece of it anyways. We're going to go out all the way to Uniontown, like I said, on this road. So I got a really cool comment on my most recent riding video the other day. I had a gentleman that's obviously overseas that used to live in the United States, and he was talking about how much he misses riding around and you know, seeing all the little quote quaint towns, and that's a cool thing. You know, there's a lot of places in just about any state you go to that you can take a day drive and hit some really nice places, small towns, little stores, really cool things to see, you know, sightseeing and such. Of course, when I was overseas, granted it was when I was in the Army, but when we got to go around the local towns or get outside the towns that were right outside the military bases, there was a lot of cool things to see, a lot of sights, and some of the towns were small, or you find a small bakery or something. I can remember being in the UK and being in Aldershot. That used to be where the British Airborne Forces were. I understand that they have since moved, but we were on a bit of an exchange with the Brits. They sent over some of their airborne Gurkhas, and we got sent over to Aldershot. It was a company plus of guys from the 82nd Airborne, and we got to do some training with those guys, and we got to jump with their planes and their equipment and their jump masters and earn British jump wings. It was really a fun thing, and we got to do bits and pieces of their train up for Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland was a big thing. We're still going on back at that time, so we got to do a train up for that, and it was really a good exchange, a lot of fun. But to my point, we had some time off, and we got to walk around Aldershot and got to see a couple bakeries and stuff, and little quaint stores there in the town. And granted, it was a military town, right, but still a lot of cool stuff to be seen. Same thing in Germany and Luxembourg and France. If you get out of those tourist areas and you get out away from those high traffic areas, there's a lot of cool stuff to be seen. Not saying that the tourist areas don't have a lot to offer. They do. I think you get a real sense for the country if you get out of those spaces and kind of get back into some nooks and crannies. Now granted, that was probably the late 80s and very early 90s that I'm speaking of my experience. So nowadays your mileage may change. Things might be a little different today. So this is pretty much a straight shot through to Uniontown that we're taking. We will pass through a couple places. I mentioned Perryopolis and such. And we'll touch on some good places to eat as we go by. This is that Waze app I was telling you guys about, if you can see that. I don't know if the sun permits or the shadow's too hard, but it's a really solid app for traffic jams, accidents, debris in the road, and pulleys. If there's speed traps and such, the folks that are on the app do a really good job of, as you drive by, you enter your data, whatever that, and it's been very accurate for me. It's a free app. If you're ever riding on this part of 51, the police, the local police department likes to sit down in here. They have a couple different areas set up for tracking your speed. So be cautious. They like to sit in these little places up in here. It's a hot spot for them. Looks like we have 103 miles in the gas tank. Of course, if you have a Ryker, you know that's always suspect, right? So we'll probably fill up on our way back. Hopefully the old 360 is getting some good footage. We'll push it out a little bit, try to get a little further out view of what's going on in the world there. I think it looks pretty good. We had to lay it flat because if we had it facing the other direction, you would get a stitch line, and nobody wants a stitch line. I'm always worried about how far I put it out, because then you're worried about it like falling off or breaking. You know, I've seen a ton of breakages lately on the selfie sticks. I personally haven't had any issues, but when you read that stuff, you're obviously going to become suspect, right? I think we'll pass this guy. I think it's a safe situation to do so. As long as he sees me, I see him, we're all happy and good to go. The good thing about doing a lot of these rides earlier in the morning is the volume of traffic is always a little lower. Here's another spot where they like to sit. Same police department. I think we're right at the edge of their territory here, or their jurisdiction for that particular police department, but they like to sit back there. They have a lot of spots on 51 where the speed will fluctuate from 50 to 45, and it might be 45 miles an hour for a mile, and then it goes back up to 50. So there's a lot of roads like that. I'm sure it's everywhere, but you got to be cognizant of it, because that's where they get you. So hopefully everything's recording well. We made sure that the GoPro on the helmet was fully charged. I don't know that we'll have a charge on the way back, but definitely we should hold charge for the ride out. Same with the Insta360. Another nice thing about that remote that I ordered, the GPS remote is that I can turn off the record function from the handlebars or wherever I manage to hook it up. And that way, if I just want to record blocks of the ride opposed to just letting it run like I do and catch everything, I can do blocks, and that would certainly make editing a little easier, because obviously I'm going to record the bits and pieces that I feel that you guys might be interested in seeing an alternative view. This little diner up here, cool little fact right here, Rennie's Place. The gentleman that plays Aquaman, can't remember his name right now, but I'm sure I'll get it in the comments if anybody pays attention. But he was doing a Netflix movie out here in Perryopolis, I think maybe a year and a half ago, and he ate lunch there. And they took some pictures with him, and then they had a sign up thanking him for swinging by and eating lunch there. Kind of a cool little fact. I wish I could remember his name right off the top of my head. I can't, but you guys will know whom I'm talking about. So we're dipping down into Perryopolis. Beautiful views, if you guys haven't noticed on the way out. Lots of green, lots of trees, just gorgeous. Not overly developed out this way. That's another good restaurant for breakfast. I've come out here on several occasions and ate at Randall's. They make a nice breakfast, good service, it's clean, priced fairly, very good. If you're into flea markets and such, on Sundays here at the Perryopolis Auto Auction, they set up a flea market every Sunday, 7 to 1. There you go. And every once in a while, you'll find some treasures out there. Little candy shop up here. It's been around forever, and I mean forever, and they make a lot of their candy on site, a lot of their chocolate. They also sell ice cream if you're out this way. It's called Jean and Boots. You'll see it coming up here on the right. Good ice cream, good chocolate, right there. Cool little place. Kids like to go there. I know I say this in just about every video I do, but these Can-Am OEM floorboards, not only were they really affordable, but I can never say enough about how much it changes your ride. Seriously, they and when I look down, that's what I'm trying to look at. If you guys wonder why my head jerks down and jerks back up, but they are phenomenal. They really are. Switch lanes here. You know, I used to, speaking on the same subject, I used to move my foot around on that peg as I'm riding. You know, my foot would go, I put my foot forward, or, you know, you're just moving your foot around on that small space, trying to find, you know, something that's comfortable. With these floorboards, once you get them fitted in the right position and you adjust the angle of the board for your foot, how you want your foot to rest, man, it's just a night and day. And I know I talk a lot about it, but I really feel that strongly. It's a gorgeous ride, like I said, out this way. You know, you've got really nice views. You've got fields and valleys and mountains, and everything's green and lush. And it's a straight shot with very few stoplights and very, you know, no stop signs, and just a nice place to get out and go the speed limit, man. It's really nice. Roads are fairly well maintained, so you're not dealing with a bunch of potholes and such. That used to be the old dealership right there. They've since moved a hell of a lot further, and that'd have been awesome if that's where they still were, for me anyways. So we're getting ready to enter the outskirts of Uniontown here. So that's where we're currently creeping into. If we were to ride straight up here past all these lights and underneath that overpass, it would take you into downtown Uniontown. We're not going to go that direction. We have to catch the turnpike up here on the highway, freeway, whatever verbiage you care to use. We have to catch that. Go north, or we got to catch that and go out to Lemont Furnace. We might actually be a little early. I think the place opens at 10, and I can't rightfully see my clock there. I don't even think it's up, so not the end of the world. Should have worn my watch. I didn't, but better to be early than late. Perhaps that'll secure us a position right off the bat, right? So if you wanted to go towards West Virginia, you'd make a right there. We're going at North 119, and we're going a couple exits down, not too far. So the temp has really worked out in our favor. Feels really nice. It was chilly at the beginning, but we're good. If you watch the videos, the stabilization mode on this camera is amazing. That is a big raccoon right there. That's a Pope and Young raccoon. Jesus. Alright, we're going to creep down to the gas station. And I think ultimately we're a little early. Yeah, we're half an hour early. Didn't take as long as I thought it would, but that's where we're going. They open up in 30 minutes, so we'll go down here and get some gas, fuel up. I really hope those stats show up on screen for the 360, but like I said, we'll have the remote shortly. Once I get up here to the the gas station, I'll probably cut off filming, just so you guys know. Save some film footage for the way home. I might do some footage in the dealership, but other than that, we'll probably cut it off once we pull in up here. I will touch back, so this won't be the end of the video, as you guys will know, because for you it'll be seamless. So let's fuel up, tighten up this arm for Christ's sake, and we'll go from there. All right, we're back on. We didn't do any filming at the dealership. It was not bad service. It was fairly quick. No problems at all. We're inspected, we're legal, and we're good to go. And we're filming again. So, here we go. Inspection ran me $50. $50.58. Not bad. In the grand scheme of things, I guess. Crow's acting weird. Wasn't a whole lot to film up there. I mean, there was a lot of off-road stuff. You know, nice dealership. I've received nothing but good service from those folks. I didn't have to make an appointment. I just showed up and they squared me away. So that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Temperature's really nice now. We're in the 60s now. Gorgeous. The one thing they didn't have there was they didn't have a very good selection of riding jackets, which I'm surprised, because a lot of their product there was street bikes. They had a lot of off-road stuff too. Great day for a ride. They did have one really nice Ryker rally there. The color scheme on it was really nice. It was kind of like a flat gray with a bronze, and I know it sounds crazy, but it looked really good. So we're going to get off on Pittsburgh Street. And that'll put us back on to 51. I'm going to stop at the sheets up here, clean some of these bugs off my windscreen. I got a ton of bugs on here.